What up, YouTube Live? Oh, it's a little bit bright here. Alright, let's talk about The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 6, tonight's new Walking Dead episode. And it's a doozy because, man, so many shit happened this evening. I mean, we've seen episodes that, kind of focused on one or two characters or even three, but tonight they packed in a lot. There's a bit of pretty much everybody in this episode this evening, um, except Negan. Probably we got Negan last weekend, so we didn't see him tonight. But everybody else, like, let's jam it in there. So I got my notes here. Feel free to chat during this live stream. And if you want to help support Rama Screen, please do Super Chat. Super Chat is a way to contribute, how much ever you're willing to chip in. So, okay, first off, the episode started with, apparently there's a letter system that happened, or the mailing kind of communication between the members of Rick's group. I did not know that. Because obviously it's the apocalypse, so there's no cell phone or no emails. So apparently they had a way to write letter to one another. I'm sure it took time. I'm sure it takes time for it to arrive in the recipient's hand, but it's pretty cool. It's like, I don't know, it's like the old school, the olden days, back when there was no internet. I remember how it was. I still remember holding a pager too. But yeah, it was not fun writing a letter. Trust me, I'd rather type. Writing a letter is just such a hassle. It's so basic, but I guess I'm just a hater. But yeah, that was an interesting point that I thought, I mean, I didn't know that there was a letter or mailing system within Rick's group. What else? Oh, Rick visited the scavengers again. Oh my god, I hate this group, the scavengers, man. They suck. Now, spoiler alert. Well, this video always contains spoilers. The Sunday, the weekly editorial thought about The Walking Dead that I do here. If you saw last season, basically the scavengers betrayed Rick. They were supposed to team up with Rick against Negan, but bam, at the last minute, the scavengers were on Negan's side. So I just don't understand why Rick still, there's a part of him that still hopes for the scavengers to side with him. I just don't know. What is this about Rick that's just so... Just let him go, man. Let him go. I know, obviously tonight too, the scavenger said no again, and it did Rick no good. Yeah, I call the scavengers trash people because they live in piles and piles of trash, a landfill. So the fact that they betrayed the good guys make them even trashier. So yeah, who cares? Who cares about scavengers? Just let them go and move on. But Rick just couldn't. I just don't know this. What prompted or what motivated him to give the scavengers a second chance? Because I guess it's not as naive as Father Gabe thinking, hey, if I save Gregory, then probably Gregory would help me out too. I don't know. So we'll see. What else do I have on my note? Oh, speaking of Gregory, holy crap! The Benedict Arnold of The Walking Dead finally got what he deserved. No, not a bullet to the head. He's still alive. But he ends up being part of the Savior's prisoners that Jesus took with him, because Jesus did not want to kill those who surrendered. So Maggie built inside the hilltop pretty much a prison. So that was interesting because if you read deep into it, it Rick wants, after they kill off Negan and the Saviors, the plan is to create some kind of a new world order, right? Well, that sounds negative, but I'm talking about like a new world where everybody's just getting along with everybody, and there's not one person, one Negan, or one group um, being the superior over everybody else. So I guess in society like this, in any society, even in our culture here in America, a prison is a part of it. And so when Maggie and her people built that prison, I was like, okay, I guess it makes sense. It makes sense. In any society, there needs to be a jail or a prison. So and she threw Gregory in there, man. Oh, if you've seen the episode tonight, it was so priceless. I hope somebody makes a GIF image of Gregory as he's being taken away and thrown into the prison. He's like, and he's pleading, oh no, oh. It was priceless. It was so good watching Gregory um, hitting rock bottom, I guess you could say. Speaking of the prison and the saviors, or the prisoners, one of the actors that I interviewed this past year is Callan McAuliffe. And let's see here. What's his character's name in The Walking Dead? Unless he doesn't have a character's name and just... Yeah, I don't think... Yeah. Well, I don't think the episode tonight even mentioned his name either. But... Oh, Dylan. I'm sorry, Dylan. Yeah, I interviewed Callan McAuliffe for a movie that he did, independent movie that he did, and he's been showing up on The Walking Dead. And tonight, he had more scenes. He had a scene with Jesus when his character Dylan, I guess, I don't know, trying to talk with Jesus about, hey, I'm you got to do what you got to do. He also did the same thing to Maggie. He was thanking Maggie for stopping that one stupid dude from stealing the gun from Maggie's people. So I don't know, man. It seems like Callan McAuliffe's character, Dylan, might be the only reasonable person amongst the saviors. Who knows? Maybe it's just an act. Maybe Dylan has an agenda by playing along. But so far, I don't know. He seems like a good guy. If there is one person out of this group of prisoners that, because Jesus did not want to kill them. Jesus believed that, hey, we can rehabilitate them, or we have to do this because we got to think beyond what happens after the war. After the war, we have to live with these people. That's what Jesus is basically saying. I guess Jesus wants to save whatever shred of humanity that the group can salvage somehow, if that makes any sense. So if there's one person in this group of prisoners that could be the result of Jesus' theory proven true, I guess Dylan would be it. But who knows? The season's still young. Dylan might turn out to be somebody you don't expect. Maybe it's just an act. Speaking of Jesus, another person who also has a good heart, but I'm scared that his good heart might backfire on him. In the case of Jesus, I'm talking about Carl, Rick's son. Carl has a subplot tonight. He spends time with this guy named Sadiq. I believe that's his name, Sadiq. Even though Rick pretty much discard Sadiq. Carl wants to take Sadiq in. I'm not sure why. Again, it's the same big question mark surrounding why did Rick, want to give the scavengers another shot. It just, why is Carl giving Sadiq, a shot? It's just, I don't know what my theory would be. If you have a theory as to why, please share them in the comment section below. But throughout the episode tonight, I was just worried that somehow Sadiq might be just looking out for number one, and he might stab Carl because he had a knife too. It was intense. That whole scene when they got attacked by the walkers, I was like, okay, is Sadiq gonna help Carl, or is Sadiq going to run away, or is Sadiq going to make it so that the walkers go after Carl and not him? It was all up in the air, but hopefully it pays off. Hopefully Carl's faith in Sadiq and Jesus' faith in the prisoners, if you want to call it faith, hopefully it pays off instead of it biting them back in the butt somehow. So that's what I'm hoping. Let's see. There's a ton that happened this evening. Oh, Rosita and Michonne, they had a Thelma and Louise get together, even though they haven't recuperated fully physically from their injuries. Obviously, Michonne was in pain the whole time she was fighting that one savior lady, and freaking Rosita with the bazooka. Oh, and here I thought that Daryl's bazookaing that those 7 people, I believe. I thought that was the last we would see of such epic explosive killing. But man, Rosita pulled it off again. I mean, pulled it off too. So, and a few moments after, Daryl showed up, and I was like, damn it! If only Daryl had been there a few moments earlier, he probably would have high-fived Rosita, or I don't know. He's like, you go, girl. Welcome to the club. Let's see what else. What else? Oh, last but not least, Carol and Ezekiel had a heart-to-heart moment where Ezekiel, after having lost a big chunk of his army in the previous episode, where they got ambushed by the machine weapon, the machine gun. Oh man, Ezekiel also lost his tiger. What's his name? Siva. And now he lost hope. He even wanted Carol to lead the kingdom. But Carol's like, no, this is your kingdom, not mine. And Ezekiel said something about when Carol asked him, why did you visit me all that time when I was in that one house? Ezekiel said, you made me feel real. Oh, cheese ball. And then Carol said, you are real to me. You are real to the kingdom. Oh, what's next? You had me at hello. You make me want to be a better man. Oh, come on, with all these romantic drama cheeseball lines. Oh, but that was amusing. But for real though, Ezekiel needs to get over it, man. I know it's tough, but it's the post-apocalypse, man. It's the world of the walkers. Unfortunately, you will lose loved ones. Unfortunately, plans don't always go as planned. Yeah, you'll grieve, but you'll have to pick yourself back up again. Speaking of grief, that's a lot of people that Ezekiel lost in that ambush. It would have been nice if the show kind of featured or maybe showed the kingdom's family also grieving or crying or some sort, because it's as if like the kingdom was just quiet. There's nothing much going on. I mean, dude, you lost so many people. I would expect some kind of a flag, a half race, or some kind of a sign of mourning. But it would have been nice if something like that happened, because the kingdom looks so just dull. I'm talking about the place. Uh, Last but not least, to the little kid that was following Carol into the woods, dude, you're dumb. You're fucking stupid, okay? Little kid, I know you're trying to be brave and all, you're at that age where you're trying to prove yourself, but no. Please, just go back to the kingdom, go back to your home, and do what kids do, because you're gonna get yourself and other people killed if you're out there. So please, little kiddo, do yourself a favor and don't ever follow Carol. Because you know what? The last time Carol dealt with a little kid, Carol told that little kid to look at the yellow flowers. Do you remember that episode? Do you remember how that episode ended? Do you remember what happened to that little girl? So kid, you do not want to follow Carol. Trust me. Because she might tell you to look at the other flowers. That's it. Those are my thoughts about The Walking Dead. Tonight's episode. By the way, Carl's voice is getting deeper as he's growing more and more adult. His puberty voice. It's pretty interesting seeing Carl over the years. So who knows? Maybe he'll be a wise leader someday. So again, it all depends on whether or not his judgment is in the right place. Sometimes it can be taken advantage of by other people. But so far, this new guy Sadiq seems pretty cool. We'll give him a chance. Maggie as the new leader of the Hilltop is awesome. Yep, she has my approval. She's badass. When she sits in that room, the library room that used to belong to Gregory, damn, she made that chair her own, man. Like, she owns it. Like, bam. Even when she's holding that baby, like, yeah, I got this place. I totally got this place. That's it. Those are my thoughts about The Walking Dead, tonight's The Walking Dead episode. Oh, man. What's it called again? The title? It's a doozy. The King, the King, the Widow, and Rick. Next week's episode is titled Time for After. So make sure you tune in again for my live stream editorial thought about The Walking Dead every Sunday right here at Rama Screen YouTube channel. And please, I'm not making much money doing this, so I need your help. If you like my channel, if you like my videos, if you like what I do, $1 or $2 per month can go a long way. So please support me at patreon.com/ramascreen. Again, it's patreon.com/ramascreen, and become my patrons today. Let's rock this.